Intro. G'day guys, Bret Thomson here, and welcome to a special guest expert webinar, not a window, special guest expert webinar with a good friend and colleague, Lisa Corduff, who Lanique and I have had the privilege of getting to know over the last, gosh, I don't know, over 12 months, maybe 18 months, Lisa, I'm not sure. But,
yeah, maybe something like that. Yep.
Yeah, but you know, I'm sure she hears a lot, but we feel like old friends. And what's really impressive about Lisa, as soon as we first connected, when she did one of my copyrighted masterminds, was how fascinating her story was, and her authentic style and how she did things, and the rapid success that she made. And as she'll openly tell you, she just thought that was normal because she didn't know anything different. So there's so much special, there's so much gold in Lisa's story, and so many valuable hints and tips, to the point when Lisa was at one of our latest workshops, a 7-hour sales machine. We asked her to jump on stage and share as part of a story, and everyone was blown away by it, as Lanique and I are. So I thought, why not let's bring Lisa on and share and help her, let her share her magic and kind of inspire us all, and also give us some direction on how we can do the same thing for our business. So anyway, welcome along, Lisa. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Bret.
No worries. So look, I think the best way to start is, can you, I mean, everyone here knows how you've gone from zero to hero, from scratch to superstar, and develop and turn over a business over $250,000 in the first 18 months, right? And that's motivating for some and annoying for others, right? Because the entrepreneurial journey can be so up and down, but it's very well deserved. So can you bring people, just ground yourself and tell us your story, a little bit about yourself, to give everyone hope, I suppose.
Thank you, Bret. Yes, I will. Well, I mean, the first thing that I have to say is that people think that I went from zero to hero, but what I had actually been doing was building my community really organically for about 2 years before I launched anything. So this was not a case of I'm starting an online business, I've got to build my list, I've got to do all the things. Like, there was no formula to what I did. I was literally jumping online, starting a blog, starting a Facebook page to share the journey of how my family were changing what we ate. And I guess the thing that I realized quite quickly was that there's lots of whole food bloggers out there. There's lots of women who are at home with their kids and who are learning about food and sharing what they learned online. And, you know, the Institute for Integrated Nutrition, who I studied with, were pumping out health coaches left, right, and center. So it was a really busy space. And I often felt like I had actually nothing of value or nothing unique to say. But
Right.
what was happening was that I have a background in TV and video production and presenting. And because I had 3 kids in 3.5 years, and most of the time one of them was on my hip or at my feet, I had very little time to sit down and blog, blog out recipes and put my thoughts down on paper, because by the time I got to the end of the day, I was rooted and I just wanted to go to bed. So I would just grab my phone and be like, hey guys, I just wanted to show you, this is how you make gravy without Gravox. See, this is how I'm doing it in my kitchen with all my kids around. And I realized quite quickly that this was a point of difference, that not many other people in my niche were showing up on video in this way. And once it got time for me to launch something, that no trust like factor, I mean, it smashed it out of the ballpark. I had a list of about 600 people, and they were mostly customers I was selling a kitchen appliance to. Right. And I then launched a free challenge. I just went, okay, what are we going to do here? I know I'm going to do a 21-day Whole Foods challenge. I decided this over a glass of wine with my friend when my baby was about 7 weeks old, the youngest of 3. And that free challenge had 500 people join, and I sold about 550 spots to my first 8-week program on the back of that. So, which I was like, hey, cool, I've entered the online world. But what the difference was with me was my audience knew me.
Yeah.
They absolutely, I'd created a really authentic connection with them by showing up on video. So they knew exactly who I was, what I stood for. There was no convincing that needed to take place. It was like, guys, we're doing it. And they're like, awesome, let's do it then.
I love that so much because, I mean, when it comes to marketing, I see myself a bit of a speaker of truth. A lot of people get lured into thinking everything's going to be simple, quick and easy. And they say, what kind of marketing funnel do I need? And I often tell them, you need to spend at least 6 months building an audience first. That's the key. Once you've got an audience that know, like, and trust you, then it becomes almost frictionless if you do it right. And that's what you've done so well by being yourself and being authentic. And I think where a lot of people fail is they look at other people, compare themselves, and they try and be someone they're not. And you've just completely nailing it with your authentic videos. So keep going. What else can you tell us?
Well, I was just going to say that I was given some really good advice at the start of my journey because I didn't know because also I think when you're a creative or when you've got big dreams and you see so much potential, it's really hard to just start with something small because, it's like that Oprah effect. You just like, I just want this huge. And so I was stuck in procrastination and I was stuck in indecision for a really long time. And then someone just said to me, just keep writing, just keep showing up. And through that writing process, through the videos, through the feedback loop, through actually using social media for what it should be, which is a conversation, I started to work out how what I was saying was different to the other people in my field. And it was only through that process, and it took time.
I'm so glad you said that. All right. And I know you might have a structure how this is going to go, but so just tell me if you want to steer me back. But I found when I started doing video, the more I talked, the better I got. Where the first few a little bit clumsy and I might have waffled on, and it's okay for you not to get likes. The only people that liked my videos, Lanika or my mum and dad, for a long time. But the value of it is not having an ego boost for likes or shares. It's actually you're becoming better in front of the camera and articulating your message. And after a while, you get more clearer, crisper, and that's when you get traction. Would you say that's pretty bang on?
Yeah. I've done a few one-on-one trainings with people around video because they've started to see what I do and they want to do it too. And they're often sort of a little bit disappointed with the reality that it is something you need to practice. But they're excited by the fact that if you're starting now, then, in 6 months, a year's time, when everyone else is jumping on the bandwagon, which is what is happening because we see it happening in America and they're a few steps ahead of us. So here in Australia, if we're not doing it, we're going to be left behind. So it's like the time to suck is really now because the sooner you start sucking and doing it, then the sooner you're actually going to get better at it. Because I don't think it's something that people are just born able to, show up on video. But the next generation that are coming behind us, they are absolute digital natives who will crush online video and who will make things entertaining in ways we haven't thought about yet unless we've started to play the game. And unless we've started to participate in this marketing, it is like a bit of a revolution. I heard from a podcast, and this woman was speaking. She used to work at Facebook, and she was saying that Facebook want to be the TV in your pocket. It's why they're rewarding native video. So that's videos that you upload directly to Facebook, not giving them a link to go out to YouTube. Anything that's uploaded directly to Facebook or Facebook Live is going to be rewarded because Facebook want you to be doing more of it. So while we're struggling for reach, organic reach, video is like one way to absolutely cut through.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so bang on. Everyone's saying it. Now is the time. I'm really glad you hit that home. Hey, I feel like I have to show everyone a video of yours, right? This wasn't planned. If that's okay, because when you spoke on stage and your talk is really, really interesting, and what you hear, and you're known as the authenticity chick, right? You're just keeping it real. And but when we showed the audience a video, they go, "Oh, it's so unique." So, are you cool if we do that?
Share away. Yes.
All right, so
I don't know which one you're showing.
I have no idea either. I just thought of it. Can I see some thumbs up if you want to see a 2-minute video? Yep, that's unanimous. I'm sorry, Lisa. So
I can probably find one on my Facebook page if you want me to find it.
Yeah, do that. Thanks. And I just think it'll be good for you guys to see an example of one of how Lisa is differentiated herself. But what I also love about this, and what Lisa's going to share with you as the content of this webinar, is that anyone can do it, right? And that's why I felt compelled to share this with all you guys, because anyone can do it, because the key is authenticity. And these days, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but would it be fair to say that it's not so much who's the better salesman these days, because the more polished you become, the BS detectors kind of go up, especially in Australia, right? You can sniff out, someone who's full of BS, but we're magnetized to authenticity. And like if you're in the personal development, I'm just keeping on talking until you say you got it, Lisa.
Keep talking. Yeah, this is awesome, and it's stuff that I'll be able to absolutely go through, because authenticity is something that's hard to teach. But yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, thanks. Because if you're in the personal development space, right, and if you compared yourself to Anthony Robbins, like you wouldn't even get out of bed every morning, would you? But there's people who would choose to spend money with you because they can relate to you and where you are. They feel comfortable with you. They feel like you understand where they are. So it doesn't matter where you are on the journey. You'll attract the right people at the right time. Right? I just felt like I needed to say that. Authenticity is key, and you're speaking to the expert in that area. So Lisa, have you freeze or you're just concentrating? No, she's frozen. That's hilarious. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening here. Anyway, thanks guys for jumping on. I appreciate Lisa's just might have jumped off to anyway, she'll jump back in. I might
sorry, here I am.
Oh, you're on. Yeah.
I think my computer started to hate me doing other things in the background.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Like the video.
So what you can do, you can drop a link into our Facebook message and I'll bring it up. But we did capture a freeze shot of your concentration face. You'd be happy to.
No problem. It doesn't come out very often.
But
I'm
guys,
going to stop. Oh, sorry. I haven't found it. It literally shut off my Facebook.
Okay. So I think it's worthwhile, guys, watching this. Thanks for being patient. I want to show you just a 2-minute video of Lisa. You'll see what I'm talking about, the magic and it's been able to help her build a business of $250,000 in 18 months with the power of video. And this is the elements I want to talk to you about. So Lisa, can you drop that link?
I don't have it, Brett. I was trying to find it, and my computer, that's when everything went a bit pear-shaped. So
that's all right. Well, should I jump on your Facebook page or something, or what do you think?
Yeah, you can do that. I can try and find it now. It's if you go to videos, it's just really far down, guys. I do so many videos, and the power of this video that we're trying to find was my highest converting sales video for my 8-week program, which is called Small Steps to Whole Foods. And the thing about my target market is that they're busy mums, mostly of young kids, and they feel I'm always thinking about what their major pains are. Obviously being taught by Bret to really think about where they're at. And the beauty about video is that without even saying certain things, you can contextualize their pain in the pictures. So, which is, just beyond powerful. And you'll see, I'm almost finding it. so many videos.
That's all right. There's a question that's come in while you're looking for it by Sambo Patrick, who's multi-best-selling author and does videos. You guys should connect for sure. She said, do you sell directly off them and how long? And if you want to keep the questions to the end, Lisa, that's totally cool. But she says, I'm doing Facebook Live with good results, but holding back on selling. Is it the same as a webinar?
Okay, so what this video that I'm trying to find to show you was a Facebook video ad. So all the time when I put ads out on Facebook to sell my programs, I do one still image and one under a minute video, and it's 100% a sales video. And I mean, we can talk about aspects to a sales video, but with Facebook Live, it's such a new platform, and in my last launch, used Facebook Live to try and capture people who might otherwise not sign up for a webinar, but are keen to tune in at times that suit them via Facebook. And I must say the conversions using that weren't super high, but what I did was I went back and retargeted the people who watched that video, and that's where the conversions happened. So you can do, like a webinar. One of the points that I wanted to talk about, and one of the aspects that I think is important to remember with video in all marketing across all platforms, is that it's about value, and it's about people feeling like if they spend their time, which they could be using doing whatever else, if they're going to spend their time with you, they're going to be able to take something away from that. Even if it is sort of sales stuff, I wouldn't be trying to get people on purely to talk about the course. If you've got a private Facebook group who you know are absolutely hot and you've built them up and they're waiting for something that you're going to be selling them, then absolutely just do Facebook Lives in that particular group. But I don't know, would you agree with me on that, Bret?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it depends what part of the journey they are. If they're brand new to you, you probably don't want to be go for the juggler and go for the sell. You want to kind of build that community and use that as a bit of a nurturing tool. Use video so they can know, like, and trust you. But when they've the next gate they have to pass through is, right, whip out your credit card, right? But you got to do that first part first, and it doesn't matter what part of the journey you're in. There's opportunities to use video along the way, every single step.
Yeah, and I am not finding this video, but we could just do another one, which is pretty funny. And it's just an example of how I jump on and just try and build an authentic connection with my audience. And, it's funny, and now I've lost this one, that since I've started doing all of this, and since I've started using Facebook Live, so I do some sponsored posts for people, and anytime a sponsor or another brand wants to work with me, they want me to go live because they can see the power in the impromptu, in like when my kid farts on the bench while we're making a smoothie, or the camera drops. All of that stuff, all of the things that you think are horrifying are actually the things that people are going to connect with you with online. So when we talk about not so polished, that is really what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm just going to grab hopefully this will, okay. I don't know how to actually get do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, try that. Hopefully you won't shut down again. And guys, thank you for
share my screen.
It's worth watching. You'll see, they say picture tells 1,000 words, video tells 1,000 pictures. Lisa's video is a great example of that. So you're sharing your screen now?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So far, so good.
Can you see that?
Yeah. So cool.
Okay. So this is just me. This is okay. I'm just going to show it.
Okay.
Hey everyone. So you win some, you lose some, and tonight might be a loss. Have a look at this dinner. I thought I get my fruit and veggies on a Tuesday through the co-op, and I still had a stack of spinach to use up. So I thought, how can I use this spinach? I know, I'll make like a creamy spinach pasta sauce. Sweet. So I did. So that's your sludgy. But we're calling it dinosaur pasta, and it's got a bit of sausage in there. And I basically cooked up some garlic. Yummy dinosaur pasta. Eat it. Oh, everyone's actually eating it, loving it sick. Anyway, what happened was I cooked up some garlic in some butter, as you do, and then but the thing was, it was actually really tasty, but then I needed to add corn flour to thicken it up, and I added too much corn flour, and so now it's a bit like floury and grainy. Oh, not even saved by Parmesan, which usually saves everything. But look at them. Hey, is that nice? Yes. Is it? Yeah. Is it nice pasta? She didn't have an afternoon sleep. Sorry, and my kids think that there's a snowstorm coming in Brisbane, and they're all right.
That's awesome. Well done. That's fantastic.
So, I mean, that's just an example of how, no makeup on, not good lighting. I put my iPhone headset in so the sound was half decent, but it's just showing up for my community and relating to them in a really authentic way. It's like, I'm right here with you. So when we can contextualize our pain and their pain, then they're so much more likely to feel like we've got the solution for them.
Yeah. And guys, when you get an opportunity to see some of Lisa's Facebook video ads under a minute, they like she's pitching like a webinar, and she's literally driving in the car, and there's kids crawling all over her, and she's still trying to bang it out. It's just like, and who sees that? It's just amazing. And how many on average? How many people would you get on a webinar?
Usually I have about 2,000 register, but for webinar series, it's been up to 6,000. Yeah, I remember one particular series I did with a Chinese medicine doctor, and it was about women's health. It was a 4-part series. It was huge. And my video for that was literally, I have my kitchen table there in the background. It had clothes all over it, like for ironing and tidying. So I sat in front of it. I put a light in my face, and I just said, like, none of us, we're not taking care of ourselves because we're busy doing this. You something, and so you're just always contextualizing. In saying that, it doesn't need, like, that sort of sounds maybe a little bit sophisticated, but all it is just thinking about the pain that my people are in, and how what I am going to give them for free or paid is going to help them solve that pain. And that's the power of video as opposed to blog posts. But Bret, did you want me to give a few hints about how to actually, like, just if you're recording a video with your iPhone, just some really, really simple tech tips on how to make it?
We're getting some nods from everyone. And also I've got a question here. At some stage before the end, we'll people want to see one of your paid ads. And I agree, it's well worth watching. So we'll find a way to get you. And then Lisa will stalk you every time you're on Facebook with paid ads then. So, all right, Lisa, roll up the sleeves and bring out some tips.
Yeah, okay, all right. So the first thing that I want to say is, right now, it probably feels like I'm looking right at you, probably. Yeah. And that's because I'm looking into the camera. Same goes with your iPhone. So don't look at yourself on the screen, because it's going to look really odd. It'll be like, hey guys, what's up? Yeah. And people will go, look at me. And that's like the first thing that I would say to do. The second thing I would say to do is, can you see the difference if I move like this and the light is all behind me? Yeah. Always try to have light on your face. And my lighting, actually, the kids freaking dropped my beautiful box light and it went smash on the corner of the couch, glass everywhere. So I'm using a really crappy light right now. But making sure you have light on your face, super important and really easy to do. And, you know, I think lots of us get caught up in shooting video on our laptops, on our desk or something. And can you see how that is like, how many chins do we have? Like, as long as you can try and lift it to your eyesight, you're nailing it. And look, I mean, see how it's sort of just propping it up on some books or doing something like that. Yours doesn't look too bad. You don't have double chins. But that it makes a really big difference to the professional look of your videos. The other thing is when you're using your phone, Facebook Live need you to keep it like this. I'm sure we've all seen people who've thought that they need to do this on Facebook Live and they're actually So make sure if you're doing Facebook Live, they absolutely want you to hold your phone like this. But the simplest way for your videos to look more pro, if you're pre-recording online, is to hold it like this. It gives it a cinema look and it fills up the space. So going landscape on your videos, absolutely key. Cool. And in terms of sound, I don't have my little lapel mic. Oh, I do. This is a Rode SmartLav. It's just a little lapel mic. Mm-hmm. And I got this maybe 5 months ago, after I'd done a lot of videos. I didn't do anything about my sound. It didn't matter because it was just, you know, now that I want to kind of pro it up a bit, this little baby is awesome. And but for now, you could even just use your headset. I see, Bret, you use your headset a lot in your videos because the amplification of the sound on your iPhone headphones is awesome. Yeah.
Cool. I love how you build a successful business without any of the fancy tools. And it's only now that you said, I might as well start, proing it up.
I didn't have proper lights. I didn't do anything like that because don't you reckon that in business, there's always a next level that we can go to? Yes. And I think the perfectionists out there who are thinking that they have to have it all totally perfect before they can actually record a video. It's just bullshit because it's just another form of procrastination and self-sabotage. And what matters more than having the right toolkit is learning how to deliver your message in a way that feels really comfortable to you and that is easy for your audience to receive. And I mean, we can talk about that, like this authentic kind of people are like, how do you just rock up and just like talk? And it's because I literally think about someone in my community who is the camera and I talk to them. Like right now I'm talking to you, Bret, and there's a room full of people and you have to break down that I'm staring at a camera, the camera's on me, sort of mentality. It's like, here's a chance for me to tell that exact person why this is so awesome. Or here, I've just written this freakily amazing blog post. No one's reading it. So let me jump online and let me just tell them the story of this blog post. Wow. And you're the marketing guru, so you understand the power of stories. Like everything is a story. And when people are like, I've got nothing to say, I just don't know what to say, I just ask them if they have ever shared how shit their morning was with a colleague at work. Like that story of your morning, you're a storyteller. Yeah. If you ever, called your mum or dad and on video just said, oh my gosh, can you just look at what little Holly did? Look at this, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, guess what she did today? You're a storyteller. Like we can all actually do it. It's just that we build up all these walls and all these reasons why we can't do it. And if we're talking in that sort of way and in a, because, these people who I work with, they're so passionate about their business. They actually think that they know that they can change lives. Like, this is big, powerful stuff. And yet a camera is put in front of them, and there's just this disconnect between that being them talking to a real person. And that's what I think with the authenticity thing, it's just such an easy way to start to break it down and be yourself, is just imagine you really are talking to someone.
That's so powerful. I love that. And it's, I mean, we teach that in copywriting to try and capture that conversational element. You just, instead of thinking, oh, I've got to write an email to thousands, picture one person, generally a person who you can empathize with their feelings so much. And like you say, you can really, you feel where they're at, and you can, and really connect with them. And that's just bang on. So I'm really glad you've kind of, using that in your videos. It's fantastic, and it'll make you become more natural and real just in your delivery, I imagine.
It does, but then the naturalness also just comes with familiarity. So with knowing that feeling of butterflies in your tummy when it says go live, and when you've set up a tripod and a light, or you've just sat outside in some sunshine and you thought, I'm just going to do this. The naturalness comes when you just start to break through that pain barrier, and you can only do that by practicing. And I say to people all the time, don't go live straight away if you don't want to. Practice on your phone. And then if you don't like that one, then just record it again, and just record until you're starting to like the vibe. But this is another tip, is no one likes the sound of their voice, and everyone looks more tired or more wrinkly than they actually feel. So I think of video as kind of like a service where we just need to get over ourselves and our own insecurities so we can connect with the people that we really want to help. And it's just like one big experiment. It's not like there is one particular formula of how to do it. It's experimenting and seeing what resonates with your community.
I love that. Something that's came up for me then, and I like your thoughts on it, is I believe that everyone listening and watching this, we all know that we should be out there doing video more, right? But there's something stopping us. So I want you to talk a little bit about fear, right? Now, one thing that a big aha moment in my career was when I realised what was stopping me from putting myself out there like I know I should be. And I realised who I was worried about. And I created this list. And the people I was worried about, they were never, ever going to give me money, ever. They were people in my industry who were never going to, buy anything off me anyway. So why would I limit and dim my light to save embarrassment, or which was probably made up anyway, for people who's never going to give me money anyway? And what you said is to get your message out to the people that you resonate with, and that's the people you should serve. So what's your thoughts on fear and what's holding people back?
I think people are frightened that if they show themselves on video, that people will see that they're not all that. That they're going to be shown up for what they are, which might be not something that is amazing. And that is just a horrible story going around in your mind to hold you back. So I love thinking about fear the way Elizabeth Gilbert teaches it. And that is that every time we're doing something new, every time something feels scary, every time we need to take a big leap, fear is going to be like, no, you can't do that. Go and get your eyebrows done. No, you don't even sound right. People are going to think you're a bogan. No, someone's going to ask a question on Facebook Live and you won't know the answer, and that's going to be so embarrassing. And fear is just there to keep you small. But the way Liz Gilbert explains it is, it's like, you know what, fear, I know you're always going to be here. I'm cool with you being here, but I'm going to drive this car. You jump out of the driver's seat because I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. And unless we take that kind of sorry, I don't know what just happened there.
I think that someone might have unmuted themselves accidentally, but I think it's all good now.
I'm like, is there a kid here? Because it's not mine. It's like a bit freaky. Like, why are they here?
Chandeliers or something for you.
Yeah. So yeah, I just like all the time. I think there's two reasons why I've had success. And as when we first met each other, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that this was a successful story. I just thought that this is what happened. Was the power of video to connect and create that know, trust and like factor. Yeah. And then also my ability to just take imperfect action. So I didn't have the luxury of time. I had 3 really little kids. I had nap time to work, like an hour and a half to just get some stuff done. And I just got used to things going out that weren't perfect. And I've launched 4 digital products. I've launched an 8-week program, a 1-week program, an evergreen program, and a membership. I'm about to launch, I'm just in the middle of launching now, a product for online business people. And I am now taking my website that it is currently to a whole new website, a whole new brand with a membership site as its core offering. And none of it, not one thing has ever gone out perfect the way that like my mind's eye sort of sees it. But it's gone out anyway, because how am I going to learn if I don't just give it a crack? And I presented at Pro Blogger just in September. And a key part of that presentation was the lessons are in the launching. And don't you reckon that unless you're, like, I'll put a video out there and I'll just think, oh, okay, well, I thought that was funny, or wow, okay, that didn't connect. But the beauty of the online space is we can just create something new. We don't have to get so attached to what we create that we can't be nimble and change things as we go. And I've launched my 8-week program 7 times now, and I've learned something new every single time, usually because I try something new every single time. There's always going to be more to learn about, you know, effective marketing, about list building, about all that sort of stuff. But unless we're just kind of having a go, we're never going to move ourselves through the process. And video is the perfect example of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so glad you brought that up, that nothing ever goes to plan. You know, that's the most common denominator out of every entrepreneur you see out there really crushing it. It's just, we just clean up our own mess along the way, but we just put it out anyway. And that's so well, it's a good reminder for everyone. So thanks for that. So we've got about 20 minutes to go. So I'm going to let you steer the ship here, because you're doing great. I'm going to have a look at the comments that are coming through. Really positive stuff coming through. So you're on fire. So how else can you help the guys on the call here?
Well, I'm here to answer any questions. So if you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I thought what I could do is I have written some notes, and I thought with sales videos, we've already touched on it kind of quickly. And really, when you're producing a video to sell something on Facebook, I think it's got to do a few really key things. It has to disrupt the pattern. And that's a term that I learned from you, Bret, pattern disruption. And when I learned that from you, I'm like, oh my God, that's why this works, because that's what I'm doing. And you know, those highly polished videos that you just kind of scroll through. But, you know, someone sitting at their desk with their head in their hands going, this is a really rough day, and this is how I get through that day, you're instantly like, hang on, what? And so I think, you know, thinking about creative ways to show yourself, knowing that the raw, unpolished thing is what people stop for, is something you've really got to remember. Sales videos should always go for less than a minute. And the first 15 seconds is what really matters. So I think that, you know, like you talk about, Bret, you know, when it's that Facebook ad text, it's like call out to the people who you are wanting to attract, call them out on your video as well. Say, hey, you know, hey, you blah, 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 blah. And then tell a story, like a really little story, and then give them a super, super clear call to action. So tell them exactly what they need to do next in order to be able to hear more, opt in, buy, whatever it is. And that should just come at the end, and then you close off really strongly. But one thing that I will say is that when you're, like, you can probably feel my energy right now while I'm talking to you, because I'm amped and I like doing this stuff, but I know a lot of people don't. What I often recommend to people to do is to just put on one of their favorite songs for a while, like get the energy up, because the energy translates through video. So whatever, like, you know, you put on some Michael Jackson, you know.
How do you know that? How did you know I put on Michael Jackson?
Because you're a Michael Jackson kind of guy. I was actually going to say Tina Turner.
Well,
But whatever gets you excited, because that energy, when you're doing a video and you're sort of open, you're really open and expressing to people, they can feel it and they receive it. And getting yourself kind of vibed beforehand instead of totally panicked is a really good thing to do. So they'd just be a few tips that I've got for sales videos.
I love that. The whole psyching up thing, it's not talked about a lot, and I know I do it for myself. A video or music definitely does a trick. Lanique is the same. So that's really, I'm so glad to share that. And also pattern interrupt is so key. And that's, I think, Lisa, with Facebook, as you know, when we see one of your video ads or someone else's on the screen, obviously there's no sound. So this is where you said the first 15 seconds are key. So and your pattern interrupts are just hilarious and funny. And I've watched them and I'm thinking, does she cue her kids to come in and wave a shoe in front of her face? It just cracks me up, right? But you don't. It's just like, it's just hilarious how you do it. But so that's what you're talking about with pattern interrupt. You just shoot on the go, and a lot of the times it's kind of your surrounding environment that is the pattern interrupt. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But even I did for a video course that I'm running that we'll talk about. The Facebook ad that I did for that was really it was a lesson. So it was that lesson about the light on your face. So I started off in the dark, and I just said, if you're creating video online, I want to give you a super simple tip. Move to get your face in the light. How good does this look? Yeah. And then I just talked about why they should care about video online. That this is a part of marketing that is only going to increase. And then all I actually want to do is work with the people who want to do it. So I'm like, if you are interested in incorporating online video into your marketing, I've got a program that can help you. So check it out. And that video has gone extremely well. And it wasn't thought about. What I was thinking about was how I could add some value to people, how I could establish myself as an expert, and then how I could give them a really clear call to action.
Yeah, I love it. And it is, it's, and your style of just doing it, on the spot, and no polishedness. It's just, it's really what's penetrating through the market at the moment. And anyone can do it in any industry, because authenticity is such a magnet. So you're on a roll, Lisa. Where are you taking us next?
Okay, sales videos. I've talked about sort of not sounding like a robot, but just expect that you might.
Yeah.
A little bit robotic and awkward. I actually had a TV show, and I looked back onto the first episodes, and it was awful.
Right.
Welcome to Making the Switch. It wasn't really like that, but it is something that you do need to keep practicing at. And I was listening to a podcast last night. It was Ime Porterfield, the Ime Porterfield podcast, and she was interviewing the guy who runs Social Media Marketing World. Right. And he was talking about video. He was just talking about how you can't. It's hard to exist online these days if you're not doing something. If you're not exposing yourself to people in a deeper way, because ultimately that's what they want. They in order to buy from you, they just need to know you're real, and that this is something that isn't going to, this isn't, because we're being promoted to all the time, so much, all the time. So the people who will be able to sell their products and programs are people who actually have a connection with their audience and who show that they're the real deal, in my opinion. And that he was saying exactly the same thing. Yeah, absolutely. That's brilliant. And guys, I'm going to invite everyone now. If you've got any questions to ask Lisa, just get to it and tap and type right now. No matter and if I don't have to name you or whatever the case, but if you want her to kind of expand on anything about here, I'd encourage you to ask it, because the purpose that
Lanika and I and Lisa wanted from you is to give you guys the confidence to have a crack and have a go, right? And ever since we started first getting to know Lisa and she started sharing her numbers I remember when you first told me that you're getting like up to 6,000 people on a webinar series, I'm like, what? And then I saw how you were doing, and I thought, I said, you really need to share this with business owners. And I said, it just, and at the time you were really focused, and I thought, there's so many people in my audience who need to hear what you're doing. Do you remember when you had that kind of conversation?
Yeah, and I was like, but Bret, I don't know how to teach what I do. I just do it. And you're like, you'll figure it out. And then, and then I think having you sort of showcase me at your event, and then when I was at Pro Blogger, I showed that same Facebook ad in my presentation, and the guy who runs Pro Blogger, Darren Rouse, was in the room at the time, and he used that in his closing address as an example of taking imperfect action. And they are now an affiliate for my video program because he can see that not everyone else is doing it this way. And I'm like, okay, I really need to put my thinking cap on. There are things that I know how to do that I know can help other people. And I've had all these people have one-on-one meetings with me to just help them create a bit of a plan for moving forward with video, because it just requires starting and having it go. And I think people just need that push. So, that's why I've created the program Keeping Video Real, because I want to help more people, but do it in a supportive environment so that people can just kind of get moving, because we need a push to do the things that feel uncomfortable for us. It's why we join gyms and have to get to classes, because we need a reason to do some of these things.
Yeah, and I, that's why I was so when I finally heard that you did finally create a product where it'll teach people how to do this. I absolutely was in love with the idea to share it, because I thought there's a lot of other video courses out there, which is cool, but from everyone else I've seen, you've got this special X factor, which is now teachable, and people can relate to it. And so tell us, is it just the guys listening to this? Are you guys cool if Lisa tells you a little bit about what she's got in her course? Give us a thumbs up if you're on the video. If cool, got unanimous. Mm-hmm. So I know you and I've had a talk about this, and I think it's going to be fascinating for people to finally get the courage and the confidence, and the coin that you've really phrased, and I think it just says everything about you so well, is imperfect action, right? And so do you want to tell us a little bit about how this course is going to help people embrace imperfect action and start building their own audience through video?
Well, what I really think is that most of us are just waiting for permission a lot of the time from someone to just have a go. And so that's what this course is often about. And it's just about being part of a community where we'll learn the basics, but then really it's up to you. So my intention is to make this actionable. So each week we jump on a live call, very similar to this, and I do some training. So it'll be video 101 the first week, so all of those basics, and you get all the handouts, and then we'll be talking about Facebook, because Facebook is still such an amazing opportunity for marketing. And then I think there's a lot of people who I talk to who are frightened of webinars and online presentations, either using the Facebook Live platform or a webinar platform. So, giving people a breakdown of the major webinar platforms and their pros and cons, but then also just talking about the basics of how to teach. So, and I think there's lots of courses out there. There's lots of formulas, but I truly, in my whole heart, believe that everyone has the formula within them, and but there's a context and a structure around some of this stuff that can kind of push you through. So it'll give you somewhere to start, but ultimately, once the starting has happened and once things are on their way and the learning is happening because you're doing the doing, then you find your own way to deliver information. And I think in this online world, it is changing so fast. You know, I just found out Gmail have an algorithm. Like everything is algorithmable. And in order to stand out amongst that, there has to be authenticity and uniqueness. And usually that's just you. The unique way that you have to say things. So, and then we're going to talk about extras. So video extras, like a sales video. And it's really just simple, basic information that then you can interpret into your own business. And there's a Facebook group where we'll be sharing ideas and videos and how to move forward. So 4 weeks, I think we're going to be able to cover so much. There's some bonus interviews, you know, people who, beautiful Alison, who's a music therapist, who talks about how to use your voice in a way to connect. An amazing interview with Carly Nimmo about fear and how to move through it. Like there will be not one person who does this and doesn't do a video by the end of it. That is my absolute guarantee. And then we talked to Jane Day, who's the woman who does my Facebook ads, and about how to leverage the videos. So once you've created them, how you can get them around the most places. So yeah, and I thought I'm going to run it before the end of the year, because I reckon that with this under your tool belt, 2017 will feel different. Because you do get a little bit of confidence coming. When people start to comment on your videos, when you start to get that conversation happening, which is what social media is for, it's just so exciting. And I think especially if you're you work on your own or you're working from home, it's lonely. And so creating that open conversation is going to it's going to link 100% to your customers in a way that nothing it has before. And by the time you're selling something, or to add video into a funnel, you're just going to notice the biggest differences. People can't help but connect with you.
Love it. I love it. So guys, I think it's fantastic that you're going to do this for 4 weeks. It's short, sharp and punchy. Get people some action before Christmas. I think it's absolutely key. And I'm sure the guys watching this, you'd be very easy and enjoyable to learn from. So if you could handle spending 4 weeks, you know, learning from Lisa, then I encourage you to check it out. Now there's a bunch of questions coming through, so we're going to go through them right at the end, if that's cool, guys, because some really good questions here, which we'll give you an opportunity to do. So before we give people an opportunity to talk about, I'll show them this 4 week course with you. I just wanted you to talk about, number one, this might be a hard one to answer, but how much, like, it's going to be hard to ask this, but like the potential of money you can make from video, opposed, like, I know everyone's in a different niche, so it might be hard, but I know that you've built an amazing business through Facebook ads, through video. What kind of potential do you see from an income wise when you do video the right way, your way?
I split test ads all the time, and
right.
So we always start off with a still image and with a video, and then two different. They each have also two different text sets, and within a day or two, usually we might keep one like just picture up, but the video kills it every time. I will never ever not include a video as a Facebook ad. So for an opt-in, for a webinar, for anything, make it short and sharp and attract the people that you want, and the videos will just it's me losing money if I don't incorporate video. And let me tell you this stat that I learned at ProBlogger. That was, I think, from Digital Marketer, who do all the testing. They have now tested over multiple niches, markets, whatever, and a sales page with a video on it converts higher to a sales page without, even if people don't watch the video.
Classic.
So it just elevates you to expert status. It gives you something extra that people trust, and you'll sell more. Like, just put a video there, test it yourself and see what happens. And it's like, it just makes video a no-brainer. I don't know why people wouldn't be having a go, especially at this stage of the game. We heard Brian Fanzo speak from iSocial Media. at ProBlogger. And, you know, Americans are just like that 2 years ahead, do you reckon, in terms of how they're utilizing social media, and just everything was video.
Yeah, and so that's interesting. So not only will you make more money, but the consequences of not doing video is going to hurt you in your pocket. And most things that's stopping you, if you really, really boil down to it, it's a level of fear that you probably haven't created the space to observe and reflect and find that out. So working with someone like Lisa for 4 days would help you smash through that, because the consequences of not doing it, it'll cost you more money, because I know the acquisition of a client, how much money it's going to cost you to bring a client, it can become very expensive in the online marketing world. A lot of people start funnels and they pour money into Facebook ads, and they're not making money quick enough, so they have to stop it because it becomes a money drain. But if you get if you use video correctly and have the right offer, you can acquire clients at a more affordable rate than the scale of your business. So videos, it's not a maybe, it's a must these days. Hey, so
it doesn't cost anything to do. That's the
beauty. Yeah, cool. So all right, so I'm going to go through these questions, and just beforehand, what I'm going to do is drop the link to the sales page if you want to check out Lisa's course. I would highly recommend it. It's a 4-week course. Justin asked, how much will it cost? I think it's pretty low, but that's, it's her first online course, so I'd expected it to be $997 with the value you're giving, but I know you've kept it really low for people. And not only that, as a favour for Lanika and I, you've actually dropped the price again, which we didn't even ask for. So that was cool. So do you want to talk about the price for this for everyone?
Yeah, this is the cheapest that this course will ever be, because it's the first time that I've run it, and I've started it off at $297. But there was an early bird price of $247, which is what I'd like to offer everyone here. So we've dropped back the price to $247, and everyone just needs to put in the code makeover.
Okay, cool.
So it's just one word. So that's how you get that price. And look, there's a part of me that usually I'm talking about food, right? Like, that's what I do. I talk to people about food. I've totally nailed food. I've built a huge community. My email list is about 13 or 14,000. And I've done it off the back of video, basically. And so what this course really is just me sharing what I know. I can't be anything more than what I am. I'm not James Wedmore. I haven't got a million hits on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely know how to connect with people via video, and that's what I want to share. I don't even have a website for this, so I just created a sales page because I thought I was going to put this out there and see if people want it and see the results I can get for people. And once I've got those results, then we can, next year the price will rise. So this is the cheapest people will ever get it.
I love it. I'll just put the link in there for you guys. I'm going to get to all your questions, so stick around to the end. Now, if you're watching the replay and you can't see the link, it's marketingmakeoverhq.com/Lisa. So marketingmakeoverhq.com/Lisa, and put in the code. What's the discount code?
Makeover. And it is case sensitive, so it's just all lowercase makeover.
Lowercase, MAKEOVER, makeover. And then also you've got a payment plan if people want to get started. It's $100 a month, is it?
Yeah. Well,
so there you go. What's that?
It'll be less than $100 a month for the early bird price. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's cool. $100. I mean, so in my mind, like knowing how much, there's a question from David Oliver who I'm going to ask you soon, but knowing one good video can be seen, like the video you showed us, has been seen 4,744 times, right? So, and you've got other ones that's probably just blitz those numbers. But, a lot of the times, where people find this friction to get and jump and they don't know what to say and all the rest. And I'm guessing if they could say, if I could just wave a magic wand and just do an awesome video, I'd pay more than $100 to do that because it just gets me out there. So, knowing that you can actually get started for only $100 and spend 4 weeks with you and get some traction, and then the next payment's not till another month, and then another month after that, I think it's a no-brainer, and it sure beats living with all the fear, the frustration, the friction. So I think it's really, really generous, Lisa. And so that's why I was so happy and excited to be sharing this with everyone, because I think everyone needs to do video, and your style is just really blitzing it right now. So, so if you've got any questions, guys, jump on. But I encourage you to check out the link I put in the chat, marketingmakeoverhq.com/Lisa, Lisa. And let us know if you've jumped on board. That'd be awesome. Now, if you've got any questions, you want to hear more, or you're maybe not convinced, get the fingers moving, start typing. I'm gonna grill you. Can we get another 10 minutes out of you, Lisa, or you got a race?
I have kindy pickup in 15 minutes.
Okay, so does that mean you got to leave when?
I've got to leave in 15 minutes. So
okay.
I'm boiling here. It's gotten hot in Brisbane today, and I don't have the
Well, we're in Austin, Texas at the moment. What time is it? 11 o'clock at night over here. Yeah. So we just spent the night hanging out with Ryan Levick and a few of the other cool cats. So the question, Lisa Munro. Hey, Lisa from the WA says, on the podcast I listen to, they're talking about square video, so people don't need to turn their phone around. I heard that too from Kerwin Ray, actually. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, as I said before, Facebook want you to be making square video, or they make square video for you. So if you download that to your phone, which everyone always should, following a Facebook Live, because then you can repurpose it wherever you want. Maybe I'm a video snob, but I just like landscape. But look, Instagram, square video. Facebook Live, square video. So things might be moving that way. As I will always say, it's an experiment, and you just need to be experimenting with this space. That's like once you're a few videos down, then you're like, I'm just going to do a square video here and just see how it rolls, and then see how it looks on your blog or whatever. My preference is always landscape.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, one thing I do like about square videos is purely it occupies more real estate on the screen. So I like hogging space. So that's always good. But your point was so bang on and so on point, and that is just jump in and do it whatever way, shape, or form, and just motion. No, what is it? Progress is better than perfection, and that's just so.
Amen. And people ask me what phone I'm using. It's just an iPhone.
Cool.
Whatever. I got it 2 years ago, so I probably need to upgrade.
Yeah. You can't do this on Samsung, guys. Only iPhones. No joking. I'm an iPhone Apple snob. But MP Sharma said no. Oh, that's right. He just apologised. That's cool. Elaine got that one. Next, Lisa can talk more about. Can Lisa talk more about how to set up a membership site? It's probably not relevant on this call, Michelle, unless it can relate to video, but unless you want to say something quickly, but that probably deserves its own way about how to set up a membership site. But what do you think, Lisa?
That's a big topic.
That is a big topic.
Talk about it. My membership site that it exists currently is on the back of my 8-week program. So for people who already knew me, they were invited into a continuity program, and it made perfect logical sense for my business. And now I've done a lot of learning. You'll probably meet. Do you know Stu McLaren?
Yeah. We're catching up with him in a few days in Austin.
I've just done the Tribe course, and it was awesome.
Really?
Really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, really good. He's going to come out to Australia next year, so we've totally got to catch up with him. I think like the membership sites, there's so much that I could talk about.
Yeah, it's a big one, but I think you did make a good point, Lisa. Like, when people come through and buy your product, there's going to be a certain element of people who want more of you, and the membership site, it just makes sense. So you scrape the cream from the top and create a bit of a community, and Lisa's just naturally progress there. So don't wait for perfection, just roll out and just do it. Now, David Oliver had a good question. What's your process for building the list? What journey do you take them on after they like your page?
Okay, so list building, I've tried lots of different things when it comes to building lists. And like right now, for example, with this video course, as I said before, I don't have a website, but I created a landing page, and I basically just let the people in my, I didn't want to do a huge, crazy launch. I just wanted to get it out there. I wanted to just make sure that this is on point, that everything I've created is good, and give the people who come in this time a really awesome experience. So it didn't bother me to keep small. But I've just set up a funnel, which has obviously a video at the top end of it. And it is basically inviting people in, so it's an actionable. So I'm just teaching them how to crush Facebook Live. So if they want to rock their first Facebook Live, I've got the hints for them. So they opt in at an opt-in page, and then I give them an amazingly valuable email, and I tell them that I've got something else coming for them the next day. So, just the normal funnels, which includes a video. So what I've said to them the day before, I say to them on video the next day, and it gives them a chance to get to know me. So I'm more than just someone in their email list. And then 2 days later, I check in with them, provide more value, and then call them onto a webinar. So that's just list building 101.
So are you going to be discussing that more in your course, or for Q&As in this video course?
Yes, people can ask me whatever they want. It is interesting for me to know what people want to know from me. Yeah. Because I've just been going at it and experimenting every time. Webinars have by far and away been my biggest list builder. And, what I've learned about Facebook ads is people want actionables and quick things. Like signing up to challenges, I think is still great, but it has to be very targeted and very actionable. And I think otherwise, people just freaking love recipe books. People love a meal plan. People just love that simple stuff that they can go, oh, awesome, thank you. And it's like a no-brainer for them to pick up. And then once they come in, I also send a weekly newsletter. So after a slight nurture sequence, then I'll just let them know that I send a weekly newsletter where I keep everyone up to date, and they'll just go into that.
Cool. And will you be sharing more about your model in the 4-week course as well? Like your strategy? Oh, and also potentially if people want to know how to get the confidence to sell through a webinar, are you going to be covering a little bit of that?
Yes, definitely in the webinar, because I have found webinars to be my highest converters. So getting people onto a webinar has been, for me, I know you've had a different story with webinars, Bret, but once you've got people there, what to offer them in order to move them through that process of, getting rid of their objections, adding a ton of value, leaving them with a smile on their face, and just wanting to say, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, fantastic. Love it. Lyndi MacRae said, when you have an intangible service, what is your suggestion to make it visible on a live video?
What's an intangible service?
What do you mean by that, Lyndi? Intangible service? Because you help people, Lyndi. You're a jack of all trades, really, but Lyndi helps people. She's got what I call the Swiss Army knife when it comes to online marketing. She helps people with their CRMs and anything techie and marketing related. But that's still very tangible, Lyndi, unless you're talking about something else.
Lyndi, I'd be doing screen shares and, doing things like, hey, I just wanted to say, I've just had the 3rd client of mine this week ask me exactly the same question. And that question was, which platform is best for blah, blah. So I just wanted to tell you all, because this is something that we should all know. So, it's think about what people are constantly asking you and what would be valuable for them, and then just cloak it in a way that is helpful.
Yeah. That's such a good answer. You bring people into your world and share what you're doing. And you don't have to be a video expert. You just have to be a good storyteller, right? And we have stories run through our lives, 3-4 times a day before breakfast usually, So it's just be a good storyteller. Bring people into your world. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but you don't want to sell to everyone. You only want to sell to the people who you can relate to. So awesome answer, Lisa. And guys, if you're just jumping on, you haven't already got there, jump on to marketingmakeoverhq.com/Lisa and take advantage of her brilliance for 4 weeks, right? Seriously, I know from the first moment I know where Lisa's going, and I've seen it from day one, and I know that this is going to be it's a rare opportunity in years to come. You could say, I did one of Lisa's first course when it was only $297. They're going, what? I know that's what's going to happen. Yeah, it is an opportunity. And the promise at the end of this course, guys, is you will go live with a video under Lisa's direction. And once you do that, it'll be a skill that'll stay with you for life, and you'll have the confidence to keep on doing it. So, guys, I'd drop $250 down any time of the week to get that, because usually you need that motivation, inspiration, support, and the tools to punch through whatever blockages you got, and just get that motion happening. And I think Lisa's just bang on. Marin, how you going? Marin said, when does the program start?
We're starting at the week of the 21st of November. So you'll get access to the bonus interviews that week and a welcome video from me. And then we'll be doing Thursday morning live calls, which will obviously then be added into the membership site for you to look at for whenever you want. But yeah, we're just going to smash it out over those last 4 weeks. And someone else just asked what mic I use. If I'm not using an iPhone headset, I really like the Rode Smart Lav. So RODE Smart Lav, which is just a little lapel mic. And for my podcast, I've got the Rode Podcaster microphone, which is a big mother, which I don't have here.
Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. Marin says, if we are away for part of that,
have access, and you can use the Facebook group to post questions in that you want me to cover on the live calls. I'm running it live this time because I want it to be interactive, and I want to make sure that everyone's getting what they need.
Cool. So spend your last 4 weeks of the year with Lisa, right? And get the confidence to make 2017 a year where you dominate video. Good, bad, ugly, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just rough and ready, raw and real. That's what's converting really well, and you're gonna attract the right people. And there's no better person to teach you this than Lisa. Thanks, Carole. Getting a lot of great comments here, Lisa. So Justin also asked, when will it start? I want to start now, Justin said. Yeah. Is there any pre-homework you can give these guys, or you just?
No, you could give it a go. You could just have to try. It was coming onto this call. It was. Like, obviously there was going to be a chance to talk about the program at the end, but really, like, what my absolute passion is to just give people just that motivation, knowing that you're going to kind of suck maybe, but you can give it a go anyway, and to just start getting some experience with it, feeling the butterflies in your tummy and doing it anyway, because you're not going to move anywhere if you're not doing that. And the simplest way you could do it is to just introduce yourself to your community. I've done this with other Whole Foods bloggers, friends of mine. I'm like, just get on, just say hello. Like, I've been here all this time and I'm the one bringing you all the recipes. And I just wanted to tell you that I really appreciate you. And, the reason why I do this is because blah, blah. And they just like, oh my God, there's so many comments, and it's instantly gives you that buzz that we miss sometimes.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that. So, guys, we've got to be respectful for Lisa's time. So, she has to go and pick up the kids, do the kindy run, which is cool. But I really encourage you guys. I know you've got leading up to Christmas. There's probably a lot of money going out, but I think this is not money that's going to leave your hands. It's going to stay with you for life, because you're going to get a skill that you can use over and over again. Because here's the thing that I do know. It's in your industry, your niche. It's not how good you are. There's people that aren't even as good as you who are crushing it. I believe in most cases, the differential between someone succeeding and not is a level of confidence. And that's what you're going to get from Lisa, is build your confidence up to a level which is going to help you become a better version of yourself and help serve and reach more people. So that's what I call an incredible investment into not only your business, but into yourself and your personal growth. And I highly recommend, I don't do a lot of videos like webinars like this, but I just knew Lisa had the right message at the right time for a lot of you guys. So I encourage you to duck over and spend your last 4 weeks of the year with Lisa at marketingmakeoverhq.com/Lisa. And thanks again, Lisa. It's been awesome. Lanique's here.
Thanks, Lisa. Awesome. So awesome.
We've loved it.
Lanique, I'm so jealous of you guys over there in Austin. I wish I was there too.
Yeah. No worries. No worries.
I wish you were too.
Yeah. We'd catch you when you get back. So thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us on a Friday, or it's a Thursday over here. Thank you for your time, Lisa. You're awesome. And once again, go to marketingmakeoverhq.com/Lisa if you want to grab it and put in the word the coupon code makeover code for that $50 discount.
I just saw someone say that they'll enroll over the weekend. I've got that for 48 hours. That makeover you'll be able to grab that for the next 48 hours. So it's not just
that.
Yeah.
Scarcity and urgency. That's fantastic. You should have made it 24 hours. That's good. Yeah, case sensitive. No, thanks, Justin. Well done for taking action. Appreciate it, guys. Have an awesome weekend and take care. Talk to you very soon.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
See you. Good job.